Hey there, Aries. It's Jen here from tarotspirit.net. Thanks for joining me. I'm doing your July 2019 reading. Sorry, it's late. I've had family here. Um, really major astrological highlights. We had the total new moon, total solar eclipse on the 2nd in Cancer, so that's already over. It's more of a newscast than a forecast, I guess, that part. Coming up is a full moon partial lunar eclipse on the 16th in Capricorn, finishing up some big projects, is what I've heard some astrologers say. And then Mercury in retrograde starts on the 7th. We're already in the shadow. Just, back up your computer, take extra time to travel, try to keep communication errors lighthearted. So you have this pouty guy here. Now, it doesn't have to be a guy. Sorry, these cards are just dark, and I have my brightness up all the way, so I have a light on. I don't know. They're just going to be dark, and I'm facing the wrong way, so it's just the way it is. He's just like pouting. I feel like because we have the 3 of Swords and the 8 of Cups, that there's a situation where the truth comes out, and maybe it's like, this isn't working anymore. This behavior of yours, you're not doing a good job. Something's going to come out where someone is going to get their feelings hurt. And I think they're getting their feelings hurt because they're kind of a baby. So instead of being like, yeah, I totally shirked on my responsibilities in my relationship, in my job, in whatever it is, it's like, how dare they say anything nasty about me? Which kind of proves the point that they are just immature and not in the right place to work with you. So I can see someone I just see someone pouting. Could be a child. Maybe you're telling your child, maybe you have like an adult or an older child that you're cutting off. And not in like a, mean way, but just like, hey, time to grow up and start taking responsibility. Maybe they're drinking a lot. I don't know. You can just see how closed off he has, his arms crossed, his legs crossed. So I see someone in your vicinity, in your world, pouting, basically, and you having to have a heart to heart and maybe even getting some distance from them for a while because, yeah, there's a family card here. So it could be family. It doesn't have to be. Needing some distance. For some of you, it could be a marriage. It could be leaving an institution. It could be somewhere where you work. But there's something that you just get. I don't know what's on the bottom of the deck. It could be something you've been in denial about, or they are in denial, which I totally see. Because again, this guy is just like, no, it isn't me. He's just not open to the possibility that it could be him. Who am I reading for, Aries? What's under here? 6 of Cups. Definitely could be a child for some of you, or someone acting like a child. Yeah, the King of Swords is saying the way you're going to have to deal with this is just be super direct and honest. Keep emotion out of it and just be very clear about your expectations and that this can't happen anymore. And I do actually see them maybe getting it, but they're going to have to get it themselves. You can't force someone to get something, and you being codependent is not going to help them see it either. So maybe they have a pause. Someone may go away to rehab, which is a really specific message. So that's obviously only for a very small number. um, or join AA. Something about this reminds me of AA because can have a religious component and just sort of surrendering. But you too, around this situation, could be a situation, not even a person. You know how some offices just have a negative, dysfunctional way, because we do have the hairpin over here. It can be just like, or just certain people, just have this negative, dysfunctional way, and they're just troublemakers and drama queens and all that stuff. And you just, like, you're not going to change that. So you may just need to leave because life's too short and you can't, like, I don't know how they get that way. Usually it's a manager a poor manager that somehow allows the dynamic, I think. I don't know. But yeah, walking away from something that just, it's like, I feel like you're like, it's just, you've been dealing with it for so long. You're just like, man, I'm done. I've had enough. And it's not going to change. I'm not going to change it. Where do I want to go now? Yeah, and it's creating an opportunity, though. Once you've sort of made up your decision to make this change, it is eclipse season, right? Eclipse something out of your life. I feel like whenever something leaves your life, opens space, it makes space or room for something. And it could just be a period of just sort of chilling and processing. But then I think some of you, this came up for another sign. I don't like to give this, but this is going to be, if there is, you may have here like of a great aunt or a grandmother or someone very, I don't know, I'm saying a female, but someone quite old. So this passing wouldn't be, or it may have already happened, wouldn't have been tragic in the sense that it was, someone before their time. It would have just been like where everyone just has to be like, oh my God, like amazing. They lived this amazing long life. What a blessing. You know what I mean? So it's, so I see you coming together with some extended family. That could be an intervention for some of you, as well. Okay, so for those of you that are like, okay, I can't stay in this job situation, I can't stay in this whatever situation, maybe it's your neighborhood, maybe it's your neighbors, who knows? It could be anything. So whatever comes to your mind is what it is. Or maybe you're just sick of the weather. Maybe you're sick of maybe you were out in California and they're like, F these earthquakes. Don't want anything to do with them. It just shook you, literally. And so I just see you at sort of this precipice. Is that the right word? I probably said it wrong. Just like, okay, where am I going to go? Like looking, like, where am I going to go from here? Because the Chariot card for me when it comes up is often about, it points to times in our life that we've gotten off course. And I see this a lot in younger people and older, but like, okay, you go to college or you get a job out of school or out of, high school or whatever, because you used to work there on the weekends or during college or whatever. And you graduate and then you're like, you just go, well, I'm just going to up my hours to full time while I figure out what I'm going to do. Because it's, I've worked here, it's convenient, it's easy. Or I never really wanted to stay in the town I went to college in, but I'm getting this job. I wanted to move to California or not or whatever. And all of a sudden, like, years go by and you're like, managing a restaurant. And you're like, I don't go to school to manage a restaurant. I didn't even really want to be in this town. I wanted to go to such and such to be fill in the blank. And I've completely gotten off course. It doesn't have to be that dramatic, but still, it's like, this is not, how the hell did I get here? It was like one little detour, and suddenly you're going in the complete opposite direction. So the chariot card is like recalibrating, like setting the GPS back to the original destination and doing what you need to do to get yourself turned around and back on track and moving forward. And once you've made your decision to get back on track, I mean, nothing's going to stop you. You're going to go forward. Like you're determined to move forward and to get back on track in some area of your life. Could be your health, could be, who knows, could be anything. I feel like though you have potentially some dead weight, or even allowing some other people's issues, behaviors to weigh you down. And I think you're making this decision like, no, like not anymore. Like I've been using that as an excuse, or I've been allowing that to happen for too long, and I'm moving forward. You could this came up for someone else, inherit property, or have to go home. Maybe you're going to be with family, and like maybe the brother that you had to cut out, or sibling. Don't want to get too hung up on gender. Maybe they're going to be there cleaning out grandpa's house, and either you're reminded of how, wow, they just really haven't changed at all, or maybe they have changed, and it's been a long time, but I'd be a little cautious of this person. I just feel like it's never them. They're never going to change. And if you can just sort of wrap your head around that and stay separate and be hip to them while you're trying to settle an estate, the better it will be, because they're probably going to try to manipulate the situation, or all of a sudden pretend that they were there the whole time. Some bullshit like that. But you guys, you're smart. You'll see it coming. It'll just be annoying. But I do see like some sort of property, or maybe just going through family things, and you may, as you're cleaning out, find some special things that'll bring back really nice memories that you'll get to bring with you that aren't even of value, but sentimental value. Some may be of value. I see like watches and clocks. Of course, this is the Steampunk Tarot, so. The Queen of Cups in this deck is very, looks like the Temperance card. She has these, holding one cup and pouring another cup, but it looks like, it's almost like there's potions in it. Yeah, so cutting something free, cutting something out, like really accepting the truth of something, of some situation, and being able to move on, like being able to be free from it. I don't see this as a negative thing. I don't see this as a new thing. I don't see this as something coming from out of the blue. I just see like you just can no longer ignore the elephant in the room. And then once you finally deal with it, it's like, oh my God, what a relief. Like you have this energy, you're able to move on and move forward and focus on something else. Like maybe it's been consuming a lot of your time and energy, and you're able to move forward or be free of some sort of dysfunctional situation. All right, guys. So that's your reading for July. I will see you at the next video. Thanks. Bye.